I went to Barnes & Noble today, my local Barnes & Noble store and bookstore, and they had the new issue of Doctor Who magazine, and this is issue number 561. They also had 560 on the shelf too, but I already have that. So I wasn't sure if they would have 561 yet. This is it right here. It's a special issue that costs $19.99 because it comes with a book. And on the back there's a poster of the Doctor Who novelizations published by Target in the UK. So it comes with this in this bag, and the bag, there were only two of them on the shelf, interestingly enough. Now, the bag is already tearing at the bottom, and I've mentioned before in videos where the temptation is to just slit it along the bottom. The problem is then everything will fall through when you're storing it in your magazine boxes, especially if you're storing them upright like that. So I recommend opening them from the top. Now, I did a video previously where I didn't do too good a job at it, so we're going to try again. See, the issue is with the magazine, cutting it open, is this part up here is open, but then it's sealed. There's a seam there too. It's sealed there. So what you got to do is cut a slit there, and usually I recommend doing it from the back so it won't interrupt this thing here. And that way you should just be able to cut it out. Now what I'm going to do is use a pair of scissors, and I'm just going to grab a little pinch of it. Let's see. Like I said, you got to be very careful. I want to make sure I'm getting the... There we go. I'm going to go as close as the edge as I can. Alright, so once you got a hole, then you can just go across. There we are. Alright, so now that works a lot better. I'll be able to get the magazine out and be able to store it upright where it's standing upright. It hasn't wrecked the front there. You still got the front, and you have a nice opening in the back that you can slip stuff through. So first we're going to slip the poster out. This poster apparently shows the covers of all the, whoa, there's a ton of them, of all the Target novelizations. Let's see if we can get it going this way. Whoa. So I can't even get all of it in frame. Whoa, no. And I just tore a little bit of it. Oh, it's alright. Yeah, it just had a little tear there as I was trying to get it across the table. Alright, let's try to fold this back up here. I'll just show a little bit at a time. Alright. Well, you get the gist of it. It's a huge poster. Oh. Alright. This goes on both sides. I'm just going to carefully fold this back up. So I started hearing little tearing along the edges there. Not that I ever hang these posters. I always just leave them with the magazine. I've never, of all the posters, Doctor Who magazine frequently comes with posters. Of all the posters that they've included, I've never actually hung one up. But I like to keep them with the issue. Alright, we're going to set that aside here. Now the other, and this issue was actually $19.99, which is twice as much. Or over, well, I guess nowadays they're like $13.99. So it comes with this paperback book, which is by BBC Books apparently, but it's BBC Books, but it's with a new Target imprint that's, appealing to the nostalgia of Doctor Who fans who have a lot of nostalgia for the old Target line, which novelized things. Now, this book contains extracts, which is the UK way of saying excerpts, from these brand new Target books by a whole bunch of people. Dalek by Robert Sherman and Mark Gatiss, Eric Sayward, and so on. Presented with Doctor Who Magazine 561, not to be sold separately. So it's just basically a little sampler. Alright, it's 170 pages. They're pretty thin like the other Target books used to be. And they tend to be little thin books. Doctor Who in the Library of Time. Printed and bound in Great Britain. So anyway, cool little item. Alright, we'll set that aside. And now we have the magazine itself. So there's the bag, like I said. Because of cutting it on the back, you have everything preserved up along the top. Nothing harmed. And that little slice there, again, you're just opening it right from there. Perfect. And nothing wrecked. Here's the new issue, 561. Now, in the U.S., they have these little stickers on the books for some reason. I mean, it already has a sticker, 2 stickers actually on the bag. Why they feel the need to always do it on the magazine itself? What I usually do, sometimes if it feels like it's not going to come, but lately they've been fairly easy to get off. But they always leave a little bit of residue. So you can see this one's coming off pretty easily. So now all I have to do is lift carefully. There will always be a little part, though, that will always stick. And then others, it'll feel like it's barely sticking at all. It'll come right out. And if you feel it starting to tear at one end, just do it from another end then to pick up the slack. That's what I do. And there'll always be a little residue that you'll have to smudge off with your thumb. You want to be kind of careful doing that, though, because sometimes the ink will smear. So you do it very, well, it's kind of sticking on that end, too. We'll try this end. Yeah, 4 ends to try. It's getting a little stuck there. Once we get past this, it should come off pretty well. There we go. So it's coming right off. You'll be able to see the issue number better. As you can see, it says March 2021. And just very patiently drag it across. And like I said, there'll be some residue that will be a little sticky. Let's see, I can see a little bit that's sticking. What we're going to do is go at an angle now, and hopefully we can get that part that's sticking. So now we're going to go up. And watch, there'll be a little bit of paper stuck. There we go. And as predicted, a little bit of paper there. So we're just going to scrape that off. And you can see it kind of has that residue now. All you have to do is smudge it off. I mean, it looks horrible now, but that comes right off. Especially on white background, it's really going to show. Like I said, you want to be a little careful because you can also end up smudging the ink on the magazine as well. But that looks a little better than how it did originally. Give it once more. Make sure there's no more stickiness. There we go. So that's how it looks. All right, and there's the back cover. So this is the process just to get to the magazine itself. You can see they make you do a bit of work. And so there we have the editorial. We'll just, I guess, lay it down like so. Contents page. There's Katie Manning. Now there's this Doctor Who Chronicles 1965 magazine. I did look for that at Barnes & Noble just in case that it was there, but it was not. I didn't see the Daleks one shot there either. That came out last year, late last year. And apparently it just arrived in the U.S. Like last month. I've yet to see it in the U.S. though. And we'll just go there. So stuff about the Gallifrey Guardian, the news, latest Doctor Who news, the letter page. Time and space visualizer, which replaced the previous column that went there, but it's still pretty good about other things that Doctor Who stars have been in recent, since they've been on the show. This column is recent that they've had, where they take one day of the year in the past and they talk about stuff related to that with the show. And I've always found that to be an interesting column lately. Top 30 UK programs for the last week of December 2020. And Doctor Who, Revolution of the Daleks was number 10, according to the list there. It was the viewing figures. And then the stuff about the Target books. Robert Shearman, Mark Gatiss, and so on. Sylvester McCoy, Bonnie Langford. That's an interesting, nice picture of the Cyberman. Here we go, some more Target book stuff. And an article about Philip Martin, the screenwriter. Vengeance on Varos. And we have part 3 of the comic strip. This was one that had Bruce Lee in it. So, alright, there was... I like the art. It's kind of cartoony, but... there was talk recently of putting the comic strip on hiatus, which I think would be unfortunate, because I like the idea of the magazine contributing something creative to the Doctor Who mythos. Otherwise, it's just, talking about the show and not doing something original. The Fact of Fiction, Ellen Barnes always does an in-depth, minute-by-minute study of a particular older Doctor Who story. Some from the modern series, but a lot from the originals. Whoa, and we did another little cut there. Turning pages, I've made a little rip, but it's minor, so just got to be careful turning these pages. It's a little hard to do because I have this camera, this phone camera in front of me as I'm doing this. Alright, and the review section, crossword, which I never do, never even look at. I wonder if anyone does. I don't know. Some people are into that. Colin Baker and Sylvester McCoy there. Paul McGann. And the Blogs of Doom. I never really get into the Blogs of Doom. They used to have, the Watchers page on that last page, but for some reason I've never the Blogs of Doom. I've never just gotten into. I mean, it is a creative effort, I guess, but it's just a little more cutesy than something that I'm into. That's it. So for $20, just your latest issue of Doctor Who magazine, plus the book, and plus the poster. Is it worth it? Well, it's, it depends how how you view it. I mean, something like this would cost at least $5. The magazine is like $10, so I don't know. I of course have to get it though because if I didn't get it, then when I saw it at the store, like I said, there were only 2 copies left on the shelf. If I didn't get it when I have the chance, you know how it goes. I would then have to try to track it down, and like that Daleks one shot, who knows, what you might end up having to pay for it, just in the secondary market, and who knows if it's going to have the book and the poster and all that stuff. So it was worth it, just to, especially if you're obviously collecting Doctor Who magazine. I'm only missing less than 50 issues to have all 561. So, anyways, that's my latest Doctor Who magazine purchase. Thanks for watching.